MrBeast allegations have just dropped and it's not looking good for Jimmy. So last time we talked about Dogpack404's viral video where a former MrBeast employee exposes Jimmy for allegedly conducting illegal lotteries towards children, promoting gambling, faking his videos, forging signatures, manipulating who wins the prizes and monies in his game shows, and mostly giving it to his friends and employees rather than random viewers, and much more. Now, I mentioned in my last video that MrBeast was actually caught in the same Discord server where Kris Tyson was openly sharing prawn to minors. And now we have, allegedly, confirmation that it was indeed the real Jimmy, and it is seemingly provable by searching the archives and seeing that his account is linked to the MrBeast gaming channel, which is not possible unless you own the channel and can log in. Meaning, essentially, MrBeast lied in his response, saying that he just became aware of Kris's actions in the past few days, when in reality, he knew all along. As we know, he had the lollipop art hanging from his living room wall, and he was in the same server as Kris sending messages, and he was best friends with Kris for over a decade and defended him until the recent drama. Now, it actually gets worse for MrBeast and Kris because 500,000 messages have been released to the public from that Discord server. Keep in mind, this is after Kris and his squad wiped out every message that they thought was incriminating, but there's still so many left. Moreover, Lava, one of the victims who was groomed by Kris, now recognizes that it was inappropriate and wrong what was happening in the server. So let's go over these messages and explore this insane rabbit hole. Here we have a tweet by Dramalert, a thread of all the weird things Kris Tyson allegedly said in the Discord with minors. She's only 14. Damn. Okay, so these messages are from 2018. Somebody posts an attachment. Kris replies saying she's only 14. Damn. And this is allegedly BB, which I'm not gonna say her name, otherwise my last video got age restricted and demonetized, completely suppressed when I said her name. So what did you think she was? 16 and legal in some states. Oof, of course. If she's 14, I'm 14. Kris allegedly sharing links to the famed lollipop artist Shadman, and Kris has linked the website. Kris the meme god, also referred to as Lollipop God, is back. Designated Lollipop, yes it's me, yay you're back, ooh woo. What am I, a parent? Kris Tyson's alleged response to a request to delete an NSFW channel because there were minors in the Discord. I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are minors that have access to said channel. Kris says, is there even a way to do that? Not really, no. So what do we do, lol? Remove it? No, people like it. Even if there was a way anyone can lie about their age. Yeah, true. And I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of prawn. Discord says if you can't regulate it, don't have one. It's the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing prawn materials. Kris responds saying, what am I, a parent? Lol. I say we get rid of this because the fan base of MrBeast and Kris are mostly under 18. And Kris obviously completely ignored this and continued going with his absolute degenerate tendencies with minors. Kris says there's nothing more free than peeing in the shower facts, waterproof phone gang, and added an attachment of presumably his image. We only worship Jeebus around here. Challenge accepted. The god. Oh yeah, daddy Kris. That's a lot of moisturizer. Why are you in the shower? I don't know if this was a picture of Kris or something with minimal clothing, but this is bad. This is bad. Allegedly, Kris Tyson role-playing. No, it is not. Buzzles your necky wecky. Fight me. Love you guys. Nuzzles PP. Nah. Unzips PP. Okay, Kris, you need to be locked up ASAP. Now, it gets really bad when you realize that MrBeast was also in the server sending messages. MrBeast and Kris Tyson Discord leaks. MrBeast allegedly complimenting Kris Tyson's PP size in Kris's Discord server with minors. No, he's not. His PP isn't big enough. I know. MrBeast, this is the actual MrBeast. No, I know his PP size and it's huge.
Whoa,
Beast, are
crazy.
you gay the moment you, okay? I'll deep throat Kris PP. Haha, MrBeast joins in to comment on my PP size. I love it. And that's Kris. Vindication, Jake Franklin, Jake the Viking, also tweeted out saying Jimmy knew. And then he says, I called it because these texts have been revealed. And it has been confirmed that it is actually MrBeast. It has been linked to his official account, as I mentioned. Oh Lord, it's going to be a long night. Okay, so I got to mention a couple additional things that are happening on the side. Kris Tyson is being accused of SA by someone. I was SA by Ava Kris Tyson. Mooskina has come out with their story here. I'm not going to go into it. You can go ahead and read it if you want. A lot of stuff going on here. I pretty much got to censor all of this or YouTube's gonna nuke me again, which I don't want. He's done. This is the nail in the coffin accusation. Is anyone else not surprised? Now, it turns out because the situation got so huge, Kris Tyson's own sister has come out saying that Kris is faking being trans as a fetish. I'm his sibling. He, and yes, I use the correct pronoun, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He's deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic and professionals have told him he needs a full psych eval. This would be absolutely groundbreaking if he was mocking the LGBT community by, pretending to be trans or something like that. But I can't confirm any of this. These are allegations from other people, right? So I'm just reporting on it. And before anyone says anything, yes, it is confirmed that is Kris's sister. Former MrBeast employee Jake the Viking says, after seeing all of this, I'm glad that they fired me. I think nobody wants to be involved with MrBeast anymore, and he's gonna have a really hard time hiring people anymore. Now we gotta move on to the MrBeast Games situation. Basically, MrBeast is doing an Amazon show called Beast Games, and it's essentially one of his videos, but on a very wide scale, right? And tons of people are coming out with so many allegations that the environment was incredibly unsafe, with allegedly people being denied medication, being beaten by other contestants, given very little food, some allegations that girls were tackled and assaulted by guys on the show with zero repercussions. MrBeast is a monster. MrBeast's alleged contestant speaks out, claims unfair teams and contestants being depressed after. MrBeast just wants to psychologically disturb people.
They eliminated 400 people the first day. Those 400 people, the majority of them were forced by the other team members to be on the specific team they were. Some were just about physically assaulted to be put onto one team, which ended up making it the weakest team, since it was a lot of elderly people, petite women, and people that just, they weren't willing to take on 6 guys that were surrounding them trying to take their vest so that they can actually be on that. Of the 400 people that left, the majority of them, I'd say at least half, are all extremely depressed. MrBeast is a monster, and the games that he does are really cruel and sick. There are a lot of updates that I'm going to give. I made a video last night when I was prepared and planning on last night. It was supposed to be $1,000. That's nothing. 4 months. It was going to take 4 months to get to me, as MrBeast and his staff knew that I was homeless and had nothing when I went on the show, and I had to buy stuff for wardrobe to be on the show. Many people, sometimes they hadn't gotten their medication for 2 days. Some of it was epileptic medication, really vital, necessary medication.
Okay, so some people are saying that she might be exaggerating, blowing it out of proportion, or she's just salty that she lost the game and she didn't win any money and she's a sore loser. Now, that could be the case, but considering she said she wants to game end herself, that would seem sort of serious. Also, you'd think that MrBeast would help out one of the sort of homeless contestants, seems in line with his values, but apparently not. Now, the only reason I showed this person is because there's also tons of other people coming out saying the same thing, including reporters who went to the location and nurses in nearby hospitals where MrBeast filmed, saying that there were people severely injured and the conditions were super inhumane, right? Where people were denied medication and food and proper hygiene. Now, a blast from the past for Rosanna Pansino, the YouTuber with 15 million subs, who was complaining about MrBeast's hide and seek challenge. She also made 2 videos about this. Here is the first one.
I wanted to keep you guys updated on what I've been hearing about MrBeast's Beast Games. Since I posted my video yesterday, I've pretty much been talking with more people involved with the show all day. At this point, I've lost track, but I think it's nearing 100 people who have reached out to me with their stories. Each person has their own experience and their own opinions, but overall, the stories that I'm hearing just break my heart. I have never heard of anything like this on any set. So today I want to read a statement from another contestant who shares many of the same experiences with the other stories that I'm hearing.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of reading. Feel free to skip this part, but I'll try to interject my commentary and let you know what I actually think. I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they weren't getting medication, even though we were promised we would. It was 100% rigged and presented as though the games would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are at an even playing field. That was not at all the case. The games were about speed and strength. I assume this is similar to the Netflix show Physical 100, where it's like physical challenges, right? So only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women and elderly people that were casted. To make things worse, men started realizing they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. 2 girls were tackled and passed out on the field and dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, and most were women. This is straight out of an absolute horror show, and the fact that multiple people are coming out with this is absolutely insane. I'm really hoping some contestants come out who haven't signed NDAs and let us know if all of this is true or false, because this is an insane scandal. We were given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight, steal, and hoard food. What kind of sick game was this? I thought this was a regular MrBeast video, but they're fighting over food and water? Water was scarce and kept running out as well. I had to sit with a bloody pad for 2 days before I get undergarments and my reusable pads because I'm allergic to regular pads. We were also sleep deprived. only allowed to sleep 3 to 4 hours, we all slept on the floor on the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag. They offered anyone who lost $1,000 to sign away their rights to join any kind of class action lawsuit of any kind. That is an insane thing to even offer in the first place. Isn't that implying that you've already done something really wrong? I didn't sign, so I did not get the money. After the article came out and things started blowing up, they called everyone back and decided to offer an additional $1,000 per person to make up for the inconveniences. And we'll get to the article as well because that's yet
crazy.
Another bombshell. They knew it was bad because they also offered to provide therapy sessions using their own insurance. And it wasn't Amazon Prime that called me, it was the MrBeast crew. So this therapy session would coincide with what that woman was saying about how she wanted to neck herself. I mean, initially, I did think it was a bit far-fetched because it's a game show, but if what they're saying is true and you were beaten and starved, I mean, yeah, you would want to neck yourself and you need therapy sessions, right? I mean, this would be an insane story to make up by 10 different people at the same time. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me, so I'm inclined to believe at least some of this stuff happened. Possibly they're exaggerating, but at least a lot of the bad things did happen here. We were set up to fail, and when men started tackling people to get them out, nothing was done about it. They were not even eliminated. The game that had to do with the briefcase, it literally felt like Hunger Games, while MrBeast is standing on his podium, looking down, watching all of us peasants fight for a chance at $5 million. I know it's a game show, and even with the waiver, it's a company's responsibility to have safety protocols in place to try to prevent injuries. That is not what was happening here. The fact that there were nurses at the hospital in Las Vegas are also confirming all the injuries that happened is proof they did not have to sign an NDA. So this is what gives the most credibility to this situation, because even in the article it mentions that, yeah, the nurses are confirming these stories as well because they were getting a sudden influx of injured people, and it was all coming from the MrBeast challenge, dude. And I think the reason this happened is because MrBeast is used to dealing with 100, 200 people at a time, maybe. And he went straight to 5,000 or something, like way more than he can handle. And, you know, he didn't have the staff. He didn't have the sort of team to handle all of this. And this absolutely blew up in his face. Here we got yet another contestant with another story. I was expecting for this competition to be hard, but I did not expect to endure what I did. It was a shit show, to say the least. I believe they were in over their heads and did not plan very well. Here are some of the things I experienced. No one was using a microphone to make announcements, so it was very hard to hear what production was saying. A lot of things got missed. I had to hear through the grapevine about certain things, like when they had Gatorade, when we could go to medical, and when they had snack bags. This just seems like a really poorly organized event that led to an absolute disaster, you know? They handed out undergarment bags to everyone alphabetically by last name. I did not receive my undergarments until the second day of filming. After the first competition, they hadn't fed us in a while and I was feeling lightheaded. I asked someone if they had anything to eat, and they told me to push through and basically suck it up. Oh, you want food, peasant? No, not here in the MrBeast. This is the dojo, all right? You don't get food, pal. On the first day, after 12 hours of having contacts in my eyes, I asked someone if I could go to medical to take them out, and they told me no. I witnessed 2 people that had seizures, and it took medical several minutes for them to get there. I'm assuming this happened because they did not have access to medication, but I could be completely wrong. Medics should have been on the field 24/7, ready to go at all times. Why are people having seizures at your event, MrBeast? What the heck? I heard people were being pushed and shoved by males. I received an email yesterday checking how they're going to check footage, and because they take violence seriously, they should have done this during the game and not after the fact. I would say most of the challenges were definitely geared towards strong and fast men. Yeah, I mean, if you got eliminated and then the next day you realized they cheated, that would be completely messed up and probably illegal. Like, because despite the fact that this is like a game show or whatever the hell, they have to follow certain rules, or you're just, I don't know, wasting people's time and essentially lying to them and breaking your contract. When all the contestants arrived back to the hotel, we were supposed to have flights booked for us to go home. I woke up the next day and with no flight information. With so many contestants trying to go home, I heard they would not have all the flights booked until a few days later. That is so messed up. I had to book my own flight and use money out of my own pocket because I couldn't wait that long because I had to return to work. They're going to reimburse us, but there's no telling when I will see the money. They gave out Feastable chocolates. Oh yes, the 30 grams of sugar. Gotta load everyone up with some diabetes real quick.
Crazy,
like
bro.
reported chocolate because we weren't sure when the next time they would feed us, and we were afraid we would get hungry. I mean, honestly, this stuff sounds straight out of a survival horror movie or something like that, where there's some evil game show lord who is messing with the peasants and shit like that. I don't know how much of this is legit, how much of this is confirmed, but I can't say there have been multiple people reporting the exact same thing with the nurses in the hospital, with the contestants.
The statement I just read doesn't even cover the half of what I'm hearing. I'm also waiting for confirmation that there were only 2 ambulances for well over 2,000 people, the contestants, including the entire crew. And I'm speaking with someone from the crew right now to get confirmation about how many people were on the crew.
Now, here's a picture that I probably blurred. It's essentially somebody's leg that is badly bruised, and apparently they have broken bones after attending this Beast Games event or whatever, and they got brutally assaulted. Another contestant says no medications, no undergarments, despite supplying 5 days of only electrolytes were Gatorade handed out, ran out of meals for people, water would run out, was not a safe space. Many of us knew it would be mentally challenging, but the danger we were put in and lack of care was unexpected. No clear communication between staff, making it worse. People were prepared to go into a MrBeast challenge. They obviously know it can be challenging because they've watched the videos, but they weren't there to be literally tortured. You know, from some of these stories, if these are true, this is torture. All right, denying somebody food, water, medication, and basic sanitation is absolutely insane. One contestant noted production staff hired locally were treated poorly, with some working shifts in excess of 24 hours in a row. Medications such as inhalers, contact lenses, feminine hygiene products were surrendered, which caused concern among the production's medical staff. Yeah, that is really weird. Why are you confiscating medication? In like what challenge will their inhaler possibly help them? Oh my god, you need to breathe. I'm sorry, no breathing allowed in a MrBeast challenge. Contestants were asked to give production team several pair of undergarments, which were not returned upon disqualification. That is crazy. Stealing people's underpants is nah. You taking my underwear? We have beef for life. Okay, I'm sorry. That is crazy, bro. MrBeast representative says this information is inaccurate. What a great elaboration. It's just inaccurate, guys. Is Chris, even my friend, inaccurate? Just yeah, didn't know any of this actually. Am I doing illegal lotteries on YouTube for children? Inaccurate actually. A hospital employee told us, I'm aware of 3 or 4 hospital evacs today. Overnight shift said it was insane, so not sure if or how many hospital evacs were there. Production is a shit show and unprepared for the scale, making decisions as they go along. The bare bones medic staff on site is not adequate and were overwhelmed last night. They compete at night. Let me know what you guys think about all of these MrBeast accusations. There's so many coming out. Stay tuned. There's even more stuff coming. I talked to Dogpack and MrBeast employees behind the scenes, and yeah, he's cooking, man. He's cooking.
Shout out, more Pegasus. This was insane. MrBeast, we gotta cancel MrBeast. It's too much. It's too much going on. It's too much going on around him. That Discord was insane. Knowing that there was kids in that Discord, I kind of see him as insane. You get what I'm saying? That's PDF file activity. Kris is insane. I already look at him as a PDF file. All the games were rigged. You're leaving people malnutrition. This is crazy. Get MrBeast out of here. Get him out of here. Get done out here in these streets, my boy. Alright, it's your boy. My kids can't watch that. My nieces and nephews can't watch that at this point. That's too much, MrBeast. You was actually being a beast out here. You was doing too much. Alright, it's your boy. What's up, G? Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you like this content and you want to see some more of it. Definitely subscribe to find your way back. YouTube, you can end up anywhere. You want to come back and holler at your boy, make sure you subscribe. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all today, I love y'all. Stay away from MrBeast, y'all.